mistake, set an example for your cadet candidates. No, he acts like there was no mistake, and his message was good anyway. If I were in position to ask him a question, I'd say, what is the moral of the boy who cried wolf? Is the moral, in your perspective, that it's okay because the boy gave the town a good lesson about preparing for wolves? That the message is still a good one? Because I thought the moral of the story was that lies give people a false sense of alarm. Then they don't trust the liars in the future. And by the way, that's you right now.
Yep.
And you're a lieutenant general in the Air Force, superintendent of the Air Force Academy, in charge of educating candidates for officers in the United States Air Force.
Oh, he still feels good about himself because he protected a minority group. You think that he feels bad about this? He's like, I'm such a good person for taking care of Black people. Black people love me so much. I'm such a good white ally.
It's incredibly poor leadership. And
Yeah, of course it is.
I don't, like I said, I have to give all the disclaimers. I admire his service. I'm glad he's doing what he is for this country. And it's something that I didn't step up to do. And it's Veterans Day weekend. I admire him for that. But that doesn't mean that he gets a free pass on this kind of stuff. You are a leader. You're in a leadership position. Take ownership of your mistakes. Apologize for misleading your cadet candidates. And I'd be willing to forgive. But no, you still have to say, oh, look how good the message is good and people who don't agree with it need to get out. It's not even that I disagree with it. It's that it was delivered on false premises.
Right.
And for that, you need to apologize.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why couldn't they have just done a basic investigation before issuing a statement that would have taken care of this?
Or just say, he could have even condemned it tentatively and said, if this is what it appears to be, this is not welcome here.
How do they catch this Black racist student? They
investigated and he admitted to investigating. So some sort of interrogation.
Wow. That's weak, dude.
They
had no evidence. He just broke under questioning. He's like, yeah, I did it. I did it all.
So,
God.
All right. I'll be quick with this bonus hoax hate, since it's just the hoax hate show now, unless you have any more to say about this Air Force guy.
Nope.
Okay. Let's be quick with this, because this is another, this case just pisses me off too for a different reason. Let's find the article here. This is at Kansas State University. At Kansas State University, a student reported that his car was painted with racist messages on November 1st. The car, you can see the back window here, says something to the effect of "Go home, N-word, whites only, date your own kind, die." And there's a swastika on like the side panel of the car too. By the way, good indicator that it's a hoax when there's a reference to your kind.
Yeah.
Almost
or
always.
Or it says anything about Trump.
Yeah. Although I don't know if they referenced Trump in this case.
No, that's just generally a good way to tell if it's hoax hate.
Yeah.
We would know. We've talked about 1,000 of these cases.
I've never heard anyone seriously reference your kind in any context.
What about that retarded yokel that we thought was hoax hate?
I don't think he even said, oh, by the way, he had a court date last week. Thank you for reminding me. I need to circle back on that.
Yeah.
I don't think he said your kind. He just said day of the rope is coming. N-words.
Okay. And it wasn't something he like printed off a picture of the Confederate flag or something.
Yeah. Okay, so what happened then is this led to campus protests, and there was a big campus meeting about racism at K-State. Then later, upon investigation, the owner of the car admitted to investigators that he did it himself, and in a statement released by police, the car owner, Dontarius Williams, said he would like to deeply apologize to the community. Quote, "The whole situation got out of hand when it shouldn't have even started. It was just a Halloween prank."
Oh, really,
that got out of hand. I wish I could go back to that night, but I can't. I want to apologize from the bottom of my heart for the pain and news I have brought to you all. I don't know what he means by the pain and news, but whatever. The fake news. How about that? This is the worst part of all of this. I don't know if I can. Yeah, look at this. Two law enforcement agencies involved. Local law enforcement, the county there, and the FBI, because it's this hate crime incident. There will be no charges filed because police decided that despite filing a false report, prosecuting Williams would not be in the best interests, I should say, of the citizens of Manhattan, Kansas.
Why?
That's what pisses me off. Even though he wasted police time, he wasted the FBI's time, he filed a false report. Why?
You know, if hate crimes weren't a different classification for crime, which it's retarded that they are, the FBI never would have gotten involved in any of these cases and wasted their resources.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that is the reason the FBI was involved.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think
Unless
that's
somebody's
why.
murdered or something, the FBI is not going to bother getting involved in all this minuscule, these tiny college shit.
But that's the structure we have, and that's what he alleged, and those are the premises under which he filed a false report. Sorry, dude, you waste that much public resource, public time. You should be prosecuted. I don't care how sad you are. The police director says, quote, while Williams' mistake had a decidedly negative impact on the community, please recognize that he, like many of us when we were young, is a young man who made a mistake and is now doing his best to own up to it.
How young are we talking?
He's 21.
Oh, you were 21 when you made up a hoax hate crime. Ugh.
I never filed a false police report when I was 21. I never lied to police. I never abused public resources when I was 21. Stop making him a victim. He's not a victim. He is committing a crime. Prosecute him.
Yeah.
Yep. This isn't hard. It's just
date your own kind and die.
In that order, of course. Get a few dates in, then die. So, listen, I hope that is the end of Hoax Hate for a while. I'm serious. I don't want to kill the bit because I like talking about these things, but there's so much of it. I just feel overloaded by it. And yet we're still made to feel bad when we have skepticism the next time these allegations come around without evidence.
And the media covers these events so heavily that, but then they'll never cover the subsequent event. Like I'm amazed that CNN even admitted what they did. You know?
Yeah, you're right. I'm surprised they didn't just move on.
They didn't just move on. That's normally what they do, which is why we cover these things, because we feel like we have an obligation, since so much of the initial coverage just made people believe that these hoax hate incidents are happening all the time, and they're never happening.
Sebastian Gorka, who was formerly in the administration, and when he went on, forget what network he went on, but he was challenged on the Minnesota mosque bombing, which as of yet is also entirely unsubstantiated. And he was ripped at the time when he said, there's a good rule of thumb, which is basically that all first reports should be presumed to be false. He said something to that effect. And they said, oh, he doesn't believe that the Muslims were attacked by some hateful white man or something. And time again, whether you like Sebastian Gorka or the Trump administration or not, that is the correct approach to take on these things. Right. Hold on. Let's wait for the facts. I don't care if you call us racist. I don't care if you call us bigoted. I don't care if demanding evidence gets the presumption of bigotry or whatever else. That's the system we operate under. And I'm not going to be made to feel guilty for asking these questions in the presence of all of these obvious hoaxes.
You still feel guilty for stuff like this?
No, but people try to make you.
Far enough to the right if you're still feeling bad.
People try to make you.
Yeah.
Although, interestingly, the last thing I'll say on this too, Washington Post coverage of the Air Force hoax mentioned the frequency of hoax hate in its article and also referenced this Kansas State story. So even the Washington Post is saying, well, guys, there's a lot of hoaxes going around. I'm just saying.
Just saying.